Hi, I'm Tess from the Indian Block Print Company, and I'm here in collaboration with Dannells to show you how to combine Indian block printing and one of their Needcraft kits to make your own hand-printed lampshade. Now I'm going to show you how you can print your own fabric which you can turn into a lampshade. Now this is one of our most popular workshops in our Oxfordshire studio because it gives you the ability to hand print the perfect fabric to make your lampshade. And also it's one of our most popular kits to sell online alongside Indian printing blocks. Now we have thousands of printing block designs and lots of colours to choose from, so it really gives you the ability to personalise your own fabric and make the perfect lampshade. So I've got a few examples here to show you. So this is one of my beautiful hair and seed head lampshades. This is a 15 centimetre, so perfect size for a bedside table. And on here I've done the hairs along the bottom with lots of lovely seed heads coming up. I've also got a really funky leafy lemon bedside table lampshade. So this one was really fun to do and looks really joyful. And then here I've got a lovely dinosaur and star lampshade. Now this is a ceiling lampshade. This works really well for a child's bedroom. And then our most popular design at the bottom, which is a patterned tile lampshade. This is on a 40 centimetre lampshade, so really good for a large floor lamp. And this is our most popular design, so this is the design I'm going to be showing you today. So I'm going to be printing onto a 20 centimetre lampshade kit. First of all, I'm going to talk through the printing equipment you'll need because you might be new to Indian block printing. So I'm going to go through the basics of that with you. I'm going to show you the equipment I'm going to be using, the basics of block printing. Then we're going to move on to printing the fabric for the lampshade. And then we're going to follow Dannells' instructions to make the kit into your lovely lampshade. So I'm going to change my table setup around and we'll get printing. So I've got my table set up ready for printing. Now, one of the most important things when you're using an Indian wooden printing block is that you always have a soft surface underneath you. So I've got one of our 43 by 43 centimetre foam printing mats, and you always have your fabric or paper on top of this when you're printing. I've got a scrap piece of fabric which I'm going to do my practice prints on. Now that's really important when you're starting off with block printing or at the beginning of any project that you're about to do, that you always practice. So I've just got some scrap cotton, even rip up an old pillowcase or something that you can find in the cupboard. I've got my paint tray to put my paint on. Now you could use a lunchbox lid or a plate. It's nothing special, just something to put your paint on. I've got some sponge dabbers, which I'm going to use to apply the paint to my printing block, and I'll show you that later. I've got two colours of fabric paint, so I'm going to be using a textile paint because I'm printing onto fabric. Now, this fabric paint is permanent and washable. Of course, we're not going to be washing our fabric, but it's still the best paint to use for this project. And I've got the colours Midnight Blue and Indian Yellow. And then I've got my Moroccan Tile printing block. So this is our large Moroccan Tile. And this looks absolutely beautiful, printed repeatedly because it creates its own design. And I'm going to be printing it in two colours on my lampshade today. And I've washed this with hot soapy water and a nail brush to remove some of the white paint from the surface and any grease and dirt that might have been on it. That really helps it print better. So I'm going to start by pouring a blob of my paint onto my tray. I suggest starting with a ketchup-sized blob. You can always add more later. So I've got Midnight Blue and Indian Yellow, like I said. And these fabric paints are suitable for light-coloured fabrics. So if you're wanting to print on any dark fabric, you might need to use a different paint, which we sell on our website. We sell paints which are specifically for dark fabrics. So just remember that these paints with the silver lids are for light-coloured fabrics. Now, let's have a look at some basic printing techniques and before we get started onto our lampshade. So just another bit of important equipment you'll need is a dry rag. Now that's what we're going to use to clean the block off in between colours and when we're finished printing. So just again a scrap bit of fabric that you can use. So I'm first going to try printing with one colour just to get some good prints. So what you do is you dip your sponge into the paint and you tap off the excess. That will help your sponge absorb some of that paint. And you want to make sure the entire bottom of your sponge is wet. Then you're going to hold your printing block flat and you're going to tap the paint all over. So you're going to get a nice coverage. You can go over it a couple of times to make sure that you've got a nice coverage of paint. You want to make sure all of the design is covered. And then you're going to turn the block upside down onto your practice fabric, which is on top of your foam printing mat. You're going to use 2 hands and you're going to give the block a light wiggle. So side to side, up and down. Make sure you get all the edges. You're not pressing so hard that you're indenting the block into the mat. You're just getting a good contact between your block and the fabric. And then you're going to pull the block straight up and off the fabric. Now that's come out really lovely. Now it's really important that you apply a fresh coat of paint each time you print. Otherwise, you're going to get a very faint print. See, that didn't come out at all. So I'll go once again with the midnight blue. Again, tapping all over, making sure I'm getting a really good coverage. And then I'm going to turn the block upside down, give it a wiggle, and up. Now, it's important that you're getting really good prints before you move on to the next stages. So I'm going to wipe the block clean, and I'm just going to have a go with the yellow, just make sure that's coming out well. So in order to change colour, you've got your dry cloth. You just give the block a really good wipe, rub all over so you remove all that paint, and then you can go again with the next colour. So again, just make sure you're dipping your sponge in the paint, tapping off the excess, and all over. And I'm just getting a nice coverage. And when you do your first couple of practice prints, you'll be able to see if you've got too much or too little paint, and then you can adjust accordingly. I'm going to put this down, give it a wiggle, and up. Now, once you're happy with the 1 colour printing, I'm going to show you how this block is perfect for 2 colours. So I'm going to wipe it clean, and using my sponge dabbers, I'm going to apply 2 colours of paint at the same time. So I'm going to use yellow in the middle. So I'm just going to tap the centre, and you can see I'm always using my sponge flat. Make sure you never start wiping or squeezing the paint onto the block. Then I'm going to do my next colour, blue. As you can see, this block really lends itself to 2 colour printing. So I'm just being precise with where I put the paint, just slowly tap it on. And what you've got to do is when you're working with 2 or 3 colours on a block is you've got to find a happy medium. You don't want to do anything so technical or precise that by the time you've tapped the paint on, it's totally dry. But you also want to be able to, have that lovely detail of multiple colours. So I got a little bit of blue on the inside, so I'm just going to go over that with my yellow. Then I'm going to tap yellow on the outside, around the edges. Now this block does work really well with 1 colour like you saw, but it also looks excellent with 2 colours. So I'll show you how this comes out. So I'm going to turn my block upside down, put it down. I'm going to use 2 hands again and give it a wiggle, and then up. So that looks really, really good. So I'm going to now move on to my lampshade printing, but I would suggest that you keep practicing until you're really confident. Keep trying the 2 colours. You can try switching the colours around. So I've done Indian yellow, midnight blue, then Indian yellow, but you could try it the other way. But I just suggest that once you've seen how I print the lampshade, you really practice the technique that I'm going to be using and lining up the printing block. And then once you're happy with that, you can then have a go at it yourself. So I'm going to move this out of the way, and we're going to have a look at printing the fabric for the shade. Now, once you're feeling confident to start printing onto your lampshade fabric, you're going to need to use the panel from the lampshade kit. Now, what you normally do when you're making a lampshade from pre-printed fabric is you'd have your patterned fabric, and then you'd stick it onto your panel. Now, when you're block printing, what we tend to do is we tend to stick the fabric to the panel and then print onto both the fabric and the panel. And I'll show you why this is an important step. It's because if you print your fabric and then try to apply it to your panel, it's really hard to apply the fabric straight. Unless you've got a random design that's printed all over kind of mismatch, then it's going to be really difficult. So what we suggest you do is you print the fabric already stuck to the panel. And this is going to make the process a lot easier. So we always leave some excess fabric around the edge of your panel. So you can see I've got it stuck down here. and I've left excess fabric around the edge. And then what we do is the little bit of the panel that goes around the top and the bottom of your lampshade, we crack these back and forth, and that creates a crease line in your fabric. So you know exactly the window of fabric that is going to be able to be seen on your lampshade, because as you know, the top of the fabric and the bottom is what wraps around your rings. So you've got them here, wraps around, so you're not going to see that. So by folding the fabric, creating a crease line, you can really easily see where you need to print within. So if you want to do a row of prints on the bottom or the top, you can see what space you have available. And now you want to keep your printing mat underneath you. And what I'm going to be doing for my design is I'm going to be printing 2 rows of the Moroccan tile. So I'm going to do 2 rows along there to create this overall pattern. Now you want to space this evenly on your panel. So I want to have, as much printed fabric as I can. So what I've done is I've worked out the center of my panel here, and I've just put a very faint pencil line across it, and then I know that's my center point. So what I might do is use some masking tape as a guideline to give me a line of where to print, and you'll see why this is important in a minute. So I'm going to apply my masking tape. And that is just going to give me a guideline of where to print. So that's the center of my panel. Like I said, if you're just doing a random pattern all over, that doesn't really matter. You don't need a center line. But if you're doing a straight line or anything like that, then it's really good to have a guide to follow. So I'm going to put my first few prints down and show you how to do this. So just as we did on our practice, I'm going to apply the paint to my block. And I'm going to do this away from my fabric because sometimes it can splatter. So I'm going to tap the paint on. And as you can see, you can really easily change the color. So you can do this same design that I'm doing, but you can switch the colors to work in your house or which room you'd like it to go in. Or you can completely come up with your own design. The printing blocks really give you the ability to do that. And we get such a variety of lampshades made in our studio or when customers send us photos. There's just so many possibilities. So it's an absolutely wonderful way to be able to print your own fabric, which you can then make into a lampshade. So I've applied my paint. Now I'm going to start at one end and work my way across. So I'm going to put the block down and I'm going to use my masking tape as my guide. So I'm going to line up the bottom of my block with my masking tape. And I'm going to slightly go over the edge, just so I don't have any white space at the end. Put that down and give it a good wiggle. Now we've attached the panel to the fabric. We've actually got a harder printing surface. So maybe give it a slight bit more of a wiggle than you did on your practice, just to make sure the whole print comes out. And then up. And that's nearly fit on there. Only a couple of millimeters have gone over onto my overlap. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to carry this along now. I'm going to space my next one out right next to it. So I'll show you this next one. And this is the bit that I suggest that you practice at home. Because I'm printing a pattern and they need to sit right next to each other, you might want to practice the spacing. Whereas if you're printing a random design, you can just print and it doesn't matter if you have a variety of different spaces in between. So I'll do one more and I'll show you how to line it up properly. Now that's the time consuming bit here, is tapping on the different colours. So you can see if I was using any more than the 3 colours that I'm putting on, it would take a lot longer. So you want to find that happy medium. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to print along the bottom again, but I've also got to line up the side. So what I tend to do is touch the bottom left-hand corner down first, and then I can use that as a pivot point, and then I can make sure I'm straight along the 2 lines. So like I said, put the bottom left-hand corner down first. You're just going to follow the spacing of the other design. And at that point, I can then move the block, make sure I'm straight along the bottom and up the side. Like so. Then I'm going to give it a good wiggle. and I will pull it up. Go. So I'm going to print this all the way along and I'll show you where I get to. So I've got my last print to do now. So as you can see, I've printed 2 rows of my Moroccan tile, which is looking really beautiful. And it's covered the space I had available really well. I've not lost much on the top or the bottom. So I've got my last print here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for this to perfectly dry before I move on to the next stages. So fabric paint takes about 10 to 15 minutes to dry. Normally after printing fabric, we would then iron it to heat set it, which makes it permanent and washable. But of course, because this is going to be made into a lampshade, we're never going to need to wash it. So it's up to you if you iron it, but it's definitely not necessary. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for this to dry, and then I'm going to cut off the excess fabric like you would if you were using normal fabric. And then I'm going to follow the instructions in the Needcraft kit that Dannells supplies. They also have a really extensive YouTube video that shows you step by step all the stages of turning your fabric panel into your lampshade. So I'm going to follow all of those steps, and then I'm going to come back and show you my finished lampshade. So my fabric panel is now dry and ready for the next stages. So I'm going to follow the instructions that Dannells provide for the Needcraft kit, and I'm going to use those instructions to make my lampshade. Now you can either use the paper instructions that are in your kit, or they have a very extensive video on their YouTube channel that shows you all the different stages. So I'm going to do that and I'll show you my finished lampshade. And here is my finished hand block printed 20cm lampshade. So I hope you enjoyed watching, and you can see just how easy and accessible it is for everyone to hand print their own fabric and then make it into a lampshade. Because we've got so many designs and colours to choose from, there's something out there to suit everybody. I hope you have a look on our website, and then you'll combine Indian block printing and use it alongside one of your Needcraft lampshade making kits to make your own block printed lampshade. So thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, please comment on the video below. Thanks very much. Bye.